Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at another Transformers Generation Selects release. This is Deluxe Class Black Roritchi, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably not though. In any case, packaging pretty standard for Generation Selects, nothing too exciting there. And if you're not familiar with the character of Black Roritchi, which you may not, he's a little bit obscure, he is a shiny gold repaint of Fast Track. So Fast Track is the kind of little partner for Scorponok, and Black Roritchi is the partner for Black Zarak. Now, Black Zarak is a character from Transformers Super God Master Force, which is a Japanese exclusive series, one of my all-time favorite Transformer fictions. And Black Zarak is just a black, gold, red repaint of Scorponok. Looks really cool, though. He has a new helmet and everything. Looks really neat. And then this guy was his little partner. I think there was like one episode of Super God Master Force where this guy is leading an army of Fast Tracks, and he's kind of the general. That's why he's painted gold. I kind of feel like that's the only time he showed up in the series. I really don't remember him popping up that frequently. But it did show up at least once, so we can make it. Hooray! They had to find a way to repaint this mold, and they really didn't know what else to do with it. That's my guess. But it's okay. You know, he looks all right. We'll see how it is. We'll dive in a little bit deeper. Obviously, in the box, we also have the instructions here. So I'm sure if you've transformed Fast Track, this really isn't going to be any different. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to get him out of this plastic tray, and we'll take a closer look. Here he is out of the packaging. I like his color scheme. It's not really as gold as I originally thought. It's kind of more of a bronze finish, I guess. But I do like the kind of burgundy purple that goes with it. I think that works. You have a little bit of blue here on the windows, I guess, for lack of a better term. And then he's got some window paneling up here as well. But otherwise, it's just a pretty simple repaint. I mean, here is Fast Track for comparison. You can see that they look pretty much identical. So, if you have this guy, he's going to be exactly the same, but we'll still go through the motions. So let's take a look at articulation. Head can spin from side to side, not really any front to back. You have a hinge here in the shoulder, as well as a swivel, because this is really just a peg, so you can peg it in that one if you think it looks a little bit better to peg it in the second one. I kind of like the look of pegging it in the second one, just because I kind of like to give him a little bit taller shoulders. That's just me. But then you have bicep swivel there, 90 degrees in the elbow. The gun just fits into his fist, so you can spin the fist if you want. You can leave it as a regular fist if you don't want him to have a gun, or you can just pop the gun piece into his fist and give him the gun hand. It's up to you, whatever you prefer. Waist spins like so. Hips out to the side, kick forward, kick pretty far back. You have a thigh swivel there, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, those just unpeg. So put that back in there. And then you've maybe 120 degrees, something like that, in the knee. You have some ankle tilts. It's a little bit tight on mine, but definitely there. So yeah, he looks cool. I like him. This backpack piece you can just unpeg if you don't like it. Nothing really going on there, just kind of storage. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for his robot mode. He does also have this little accessory. It's really mostly used for the spear mode, so it can be the tip of the spear, but the directions tell you if you want, you can peg it onto the back of his arm here, but I just think that looks kind of dumb and gets in the way, but you can do it if you want. You could also peg it up here if you want, really anywhere it'll peg in. You could put it. Looks a little goofy. It's just kind of a dumb accessory, in my opinion. It serves a purpose in the spear mode, and otherwise just put it somewhere so you don't lose it. But yeah, he's neat. I guess technically if you wanted to, you could army build Fast Tracks, just like that one scene in Master Force, and have him be the general. But yeah, it's a simple repaint. Let's go ahead, let's get into the transformation. Transformation is fairly simple, and again, if you've transformed Fast Track, it's exactly the same. Going to come around to the back and pop off this section here. Put that off to the side. Then you're going to unpeg this. Now, this whole piece here with these has to come off with the leg. So I like to kind of put my fingers here on the sides and then push off here to unpeg it. There you go. So that's how that has to unpeg, like that. Then you're going to flip these pieces around 180, just like that. Then you're going to flip out, or I guess just fold down the toes. This is going to flip around like this. And then these will kind of sit there like that. So there's kind of the bottom piece. These are supposed to peg in. There we go. I don't know, some of the joints on this one are a little loose, but we'll see how it goes. But there is a little tab on the front of this to peg into the bottom of the toes. So that should all peg in just like that. You're going to take the body or torso section. You're going to flip, I guess flip the arms out like this. This is going to spin around. Then you're going to take this, and these two pegs here, you're going to peg into the front here, like that, and that will hide the front of the head. And then you're going to bring this in, and you can see that there are two tabs right there, and they're going to peg in right there and there. And then also there are two tab spots right here and here, and they're going to tab in right here and here. So I like to do this one first to line it up. Let's see. It's not lining up very well. I think the problem is sometimes these get a little too inward and they need to kind of make sure that they're all the way out the way they're supposed to be. So let's see. Get this pegged in. No, doesn't want to cooperate at all. Fine. I'll get it. I'll get it eventually. There we go. Now drop that down. And then I'm going to want to just rotate those hands so they're out to the side like that. And then you can take the little spear piece, peg that into the back of his head. And then they tell you like a Titan Master can ride back here. Okay, if you say so. It really just sits on top of that, so not too impressive, but it can be done. So here is the vehicle mode. It rolls pretty well. Let me angle this down a bit here. Again, same as Fast Track. It's okay, not amazing, but I believe it does look like the original toy. I never had the original Scorponok. Well, that's not true. I had an original Scorponok way years later that I got on the secondary market with no accessories whatsoever. It was just the body, didn't even have the heads. So I obviously did not have the original Fast Track. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. I do like the kind of bluish green for the window with this bronze and the purple. I think those three colors work really well together. So I do really like that. So I think it looks kind of neat. One more thing we can do here in this mode. If we get this unpegged, even though it took us forever to get it pegged in, you can flip this little piece out here like this, and then flip it around. And then if you can get this pegged back in, a little bit easier the second time, that will give you a little connection port to MicroMaster ramps and other such things. I just always think it's weird when they put this on the back of a vehicle. Like, why do I want a ramp to connect into the back of a vehicle? It's not like it's a truck, like they're going to take the ramp into the back of a bed of a truck or something. This is literally just they would take the ramp and then just crash into his back. I don't really understand the appeal of that, but it can be done, so I want to show off the feature. It does exist. Let's go ahead and do the spear mode next. So on the way to the spear mode, I did just want to mention that this guy is a weaponizer, so you can take them all apart and connect them to any of the other figures, just like you would any of the other weaponizers. So we'll take the arms off, take this backpack piece off. You can disconnect the legs if you want. Pop this piece off again in the center. And then you can just go ahead and connect these all over the place and do whatever you want, just like any of the other weaponizers. It can connect to any of the other figures, Deluxe, Voyager, Leader Class, whatever. And, you know, you can make all kinds of crazy combinations there. But specifically, I want to show off the spear mode next. So I'm going to go ahead and put the legs back on here. I'm going to turn them around, and then I'm going to swivel this around so that the wheels are both facing in the same direction, and then just kind of leave these out like so. We're going to take this piece that was on the back. We're going to flip it down like so, and then we are going to connect this into the bottom. You can see how that pegs into the bottom of the feet there, like that. Then you're going to take that little arrowhead piece and kind of peg this onto the top to make the little point of the spear, as you can see. Then you're going to take the two hands, and this is the part that I had a problem with when it came to Fast Track as well. These just peg in here, and it's just not great because they have elbows, so it makes it like strangely unsturdy. I mean, it almost kind of looks like a cobra, really, if you think about it. But yeah, so this is supposed to be the spear, and I guess I'll zoom out a little bit here. One, I don't like that it doesn't use all the pieces. This just sits off to the side and doesn't really do anything, which is kind of a bummer. But then because you have those elbow joints, it's just not very sturdy. I kind of wish there was a way that this would kind of collapse up, so that would make it, you know, completely solid, and then you could peg them in. But that elbow joint really just kind of makes it weird. But, you know, if you have Scorponok, he can hold this as a spear. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Yeah. So Black Roritchi, he's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really going to be up to you on how much of a completionist you are. Technically, he is a Master Force character, so I did have to pick him up. But if you already have Fast Track and you don't really care about getting the mold again, you could probably pass on him. I would say definitely get at least one of the mold. Whether you get Fast Track or Black Roritchi, whichever one you like better, get at least one of the mold. If you're a completionist and you want both, you know, you just know what you're expecting. It's literally just a repaint of Fast Track. So if you liked Fast Track and you want a second one in a little bit cooler color scheme, go for it. If you didn't really care for that mold, there's not any improvements on this one. It's just a straight repaint. So again, I definitely recommend at least one of the mold. If you want both, go for it. If you feel like you only need one, just pick whichever one you like better and get that one. That's really it. It's pretty straightforward. I really like the robot mode. I think the vehicle mode is okay. The spear mode is meh, but I at least appreciate that they tried. But he's a cool little robot, and he's a weaponizer, so you can take him apart and connect them as weapons and things to the other toys that you probably already have. So there's some fun functionality there. But yeah, like I said, if you don't really care about having two Fast Tracks, you could probably pass on one of them. Just pick whichever one you like the color scheme better and grab that one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.